Hey guys, welcome back to Daily Weekly Builds, and here is my work table where I'm working on my Wild West layout. And as you can see from the last video, my tray of parts, which I need to sort out, is still sat here unsorted because I can't be bothered to do that yet. But what I can be bothered to do is build some stuff. It's about time this layout gets some more building, so that's what we're going to do, and we're going to start with this Lone Ranger set here, Colby City Showdown. So I bought this set from eBay, I think, for around the price, or maybe it's just slightly higher than its original retail price when this came out 10 years ago in 2013. It is new, but the box is opened. I think maybe the first bag was opened, but the rest of it is all still sealed. But that's alright, and we got plenty more Wild West figures, so I can just add these in. Of course, more duplicates of the Lone Ranger and Tonto, because you get them with basically every set. But we'll have a bank and a sheriff's office, and a little wagon here with some stuff, yeah. And here's just a look at the back of the box, showing you some of the play features and interior details of the sheriff's office and the bank. Yeah, I mean, the bank is a little more open up than the sheriff's office, so I will probably eventually get around to making these buildings slightly bigger and adding on back walls and things. I don't want to make them too big because my layout only has, well, it's a small space, so I want to include as many buildings as I can. That also means making them a bit smaller, but I will at least finish these off at some point, but still, it's a good start. So I've just taken these two bags out of the box so far, and these are the ones that have been opened, which the seller did say that they said the first bag had been opened, but they didn't mention the second one, and this is, well, bag number 2 there, which has been opened, and then the one that has been, which I knew was going to be opened, I didn't know it was going to be half built, so yeah, that's a little annoying because that means I got to take all this apart so I can start again, and I hope that all the pieces are here. But because it's already been opened, I'm going to have to give these a quick wash just before I can get on with the build. I wish I did this sooner. I probably should have checked it when I bought it. Oh well. So I've washed all the parts for the sheriff's office, and whilst I'm waiting for those to dry, I can start building the bank. Which is strange because I'm building bags 3 and 4 after 1 and 2, which, you know me, I normally follow things pretty linear, so this was strange. So there we go, I built the bank, and it was an interesting build. It was a bit more complex than I expected it to be, but there's some of the spare parts. There's the 2 minifigures. We've got a bad guy who's trying to rob the place, and we've got the sheriff here who's here to stop him. This wagon with a bottle, and just a couple of $100 bills in there. It's a simple little thing, but it adds some nice detail. Although I think it's a little unfinished, I don't know, but it's small, doesn't use too many parts, does what it needs to. The bank, yeah, like I said, a complex build, but an awkward one really. So here's what it looks like on the outside. It's kind of like a weird corner building, like takes up 2 corners, one side slightly bigger than the other, but it looks very grand, you know. Nice little sign on top, that's a sticker. Lantern out here, and then barrel as well. It's been a while since I've seen the film. In fact, I've only watched it once a few years ago, but the design, I don't know why the design is slightly different here compared to the rest of the building. Like, having it in set is fine, but I don't know why it changes colour and design choices, so maybe that's relevant to the film. I can't remember, but it gets weird on the inside because there is obviously barely any space here. You got the door, you got the giant safe, and you got where the bank teller would be standing this side. So it just seems to me that, oh, you know, like a regular citizen would come in through here, go to speak to the bank guy or whatever, do their business, but then the safe is way out on show, so no wonder they're getting robbed. But of course, ultimately this was a play set, and there are quite a lot of play features, so you can open up the safe. It's got 2 doors on there, some valuables inside, some money and some silver. You can close that up. And of course there's a little lever here so the wall can be blown up. So that takes out this little side wall so the bad guys can come in and steal the contents of the safe without even having to go in the bank. How about that? And then the next one's kind of a 2-in-1 because you've got this kind of light up top, and then obviously the bank sign out the back. And then it's basically a flick fire missile, so you'd have somebody standing down here, drop that down, work. It's a bit flimsy, but because and then if you just strike it, and then if you just hit it, and then if you just hit it, why is it so difficult? Ta-da! You know, the light can fall on somebody, or you can also fire this in, or if you just hit this back lever, the sign can come flying off as well. Eventually I'll get around to filling in the rest of the building, and I might change the shape slightly just so it makes it easier to continue building and just finish out the little deck out front, just so there aren't any awkward gaps because of these things. Like, you can probably fill it in. They're pretty clever with how they filled it in up here, but I'll figure it out later on. All of the parts have been washed, they're ready to go, they're pretty much all dry now, and we can build the sheriff's office to go alongside the bank. So there it is, the sheriff's office, complete with this other little bush and 3 minifigures. And as I've said so many times, I've already got loads of Tonto and the Lone Ranger, so I might have to get them all out at one point and show you just how many I've really got. But it also came with a brick separator, and there's just some of the spare parts, some useful things in there I'm sure. And then this has a couple of play features, as after all it is supposed to be a play set first and foremost. So we've got a little sheriff's office and a little jail cell there, which as you can see there is some dynamite. And if you push on this lever back here, ta-da, you can blow the wall out rather quickly actually. And then it's got another one on the top. Again, I haven't seen the movie in a while, I can't remember this, but it doesn't seem the most realistic thing, because if you flip this down, this little top bit of the roof, there's a cannon there waiting to fire. Yeah, you can load that up and shoot people with that, I guess. And weirdly, the instructions tell you to put the cannon on backwards on the little holder thing. Usually it's the other way around, I'm not sure. I don't know, but yeah, it can also flip up like that. So if you want to do that, you can. I feel like this looks a little bit plain. Maybe it needed another sheriff sign up there, or maybe move that one up there, I don't know. It looks cool, and then the wood detailing on the roof is just stickers, but that's fine. So there we go. I've added the first 2 buildings, apart from this train station here, to my Wild West layout. So it's coming along, we're making some progress.